Yeah, I'll make sure I'll see who that, if that's who it was.
He's
But
back in the office again.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
Guys,
Jen.
hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Hey. How is everyone this week?
Doing great. You're just fine. Both.
Well, I'll go ahead and get started so we can stay.
Where is the sound?
Karen, I can help you. There we go. All right, so thank you everyone for joining us. It's our 32nd Lunch and Learn. I can't believe it, 32 weeks into quarantine. A couple of Zoom rules before we get started. Please mute yourself when you're not speaking. We recommend speaker view for presentation. Sharing your video is optional, though we love to see all your beautiful faces. And we will have a 5 to 10 minute Q&A at the end with our special guest speaker today. So if you have any questions or comments, please type them in the chat. We love to hear from you and see that you're engaging with our guest speaker. So a quick update from Autism Tree. We have now reached over 491,000 people through our social media. So thank you to everybody who has been interacting with us through our Facebook, Instagram, all of our platforms. Our posts have been shared over 817 times. We now have 298 impact videos on our YouTube, so close to 300. Subscribe today. We do post these videos daily. We posted 251 of those videos since March, which is incredible. So thank you to everyone if you've submitted a video to our YouTube channel. Our Reading with Autism Tree series, which we started during April, Autism Awareness Month, has now have 90 videos and has reached over 42,000 people. We have provided over 180 events to date, and we have 25 events coming up between now and the end of December. And we offer 19 of our 20 programs, 18 in virtual, 1 in person. We happened our Bridge to the Beach. And then we will have an exciting Giving Tuesday Pep Rally Drive-Through, which will be our second in-person event post-COVID, taking all COVID precautions, of course, at the University of San Diego. It's not a program, but it's a fun event, so I wanted to mention it. If you want to learn more, you can definitely reach out to me. So without further ado, I'll pass it off to our volunteer executive director and co-founder, Dana Hoff, who will be introducing our special guest today.
Hi, ATPF family. I don't know if you noticed the difference of where I am right now, but I'm actually at Autism Tree Project office. And I'm so excited to share with you, behind me is Doug Flutie's jersey for you football fans. And I just think it's no accident. I was telling Curtis that today was my most stressful Zoom day where I had to reshuffle and come here instead of be at my house. But I kind of love that you can see the office behind me if you haven't been here. I would walk around and show you it, but it looks like we are in the middle of putting all of our end of the year events together, and the office is full of boxes and all kinds of workstations. So, but I do think it's a blessing every time when I'm looking at the screen right now and seeing Doug Flutie's jersey behind me. It really lights me up. If you don't know, Autism Tree is 16 years old, and right when Garrett was diagnosed with autism, you know, it's amazing how things work. My pediatrician's office manager husband was in the security force for the San Diego Chargers, and he was also in a band. So the Chargers had a band called the Timeout Band, and anyway, all because of the office manager at the pediatrician's office. Her husband, who is a big Samoan, pulled me backstage at a blood drive. They have an annual blood drive in San Diego that has a big history from one of the past San Diego Chargers. And anyway, they literally put me face to face with Doug Flutie, but it took like hours and hours because it was an insane event at the Town and Country that they do every year. And it has a long legacy. And so it's just, it's really special if you don't know it and you're on this call, that literally Doug Flutie had a big influence on our family's life. in blessing us to start Autism Tree. And our first event is what you're looking at. The invitations framed in there with Doug's jersey was Monday Night Football with Doug Flutie. And so I think it's really sweet that 32 weeks in, I came into the pre-call with Curtis pretty frazzled, and I've calmed down, and I've thought, you know what, I don't think it's any accident that it's happening today when Curtis has scrambled to be here because Dr. Forrest couldn't. I had asked Curtis a number of different times in the last 2 weeks, so it wasn't like he wasn't aware of it. And Curtis is on our board, and once again, he has been a part of the Autism Tree family for half of Autism Tree's life, which is 8 years. And that's what we're doing together with the Lunch and Learns is when I'm introducing someone, you're getting to feel the heartbeat of how Autism Tree is able to do all the things we do. How did we get from Monday Night Football at Doug Flutie to right here where we are right now? It's really the individuals. And it was just really great to take a moment and reflect and think, wow, Curtis has been with us since 2013, which was our 10-year. And, or maybe it was before that, but his first event he did for us, he was introduced to us by another board member of Autism Tree, Linda Townsend. And Curtis is a developer, and he had this gorgeous home in Del Mar, and he did an event on his 40th birthday at this amazing home that he was selling because he's in the real estate industry. And we had this unbelievably fun fundraiser, and that was like our first experience bonding and connecting and having Curtis get to know the Autism Tree family. And there's more to that story, and you'll have to ask Curtis whether he shares it today or not. But it was a really special event, and a lot of things happened related to even Autism Tree families at it. And you know, every time when we start these calls, I always like to ask a question and hear your voice and type it in. And I think today, what I'd like to say, the question is, how have you helped someone in need this week? I'm going to talk about who helped me. My son, Garrett, is here at Autism Tree right now because our Cox internet would not work all day. We finally had to, thankfully, run to the Autism Tree office. And so he's here doing his online work and school. And he has been very patient with me because I was having difficulty with my laptop today when I got here. And I feel grateful to everyone who's patient with me, that I'm not very techie at all, and I get frazzled when my Zoom doesn't connect and I can't be here. But Garrett was right here on site with me. I'm very, very grateful for him for that. I was someone in need, and he rallied for me. So I don't know if anyone else wants to type in and share how you might have helped someone this week, or even during COVID, that you helped somebody, and how did you help them? And Curtis, everything that I put, the question, the video, and the quote that I'll show later is in reflection of you. And I've been around you for 8 years, and I hope this video might make sense to you, Curtis, because anyone on here who's friends with Curtis and sees his posts and everything like that, honestly, he reminds me of this video. I'm going to show it. It's less than 3 minutes. And I hope you all feel touched. And Curtis, I hope you see yourself in this video because it reminded me of you in the most positive way. the language that needs no words. And I really thought at the end where even though he was having his own health issue there, Rebecca, can you put me back up on the screen? I don't know if I can't see what's going on. Okay. At the end there, you could see that the boy that was the ripple effect and helping. I love the ripple effect of everyone helping out and just kind of watching and catching on. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but in the end, it was just really special to see that he was injured himself. And just knowing Curtis for 8 years, I see you, Curtis. You are always, not just at Autism Tree, but you see when someone needs help and you act, and it doesn't have anything to do with just you're an awesome human being. And I love reading what you put on your Facebook about how you wanted to have your daughter's experience helping. And I so remember your daughters being a part of 40 for a Cause, and how awesome that was, and how beautiful they were, and how present they were, and how proud of them you were. And just, what a gift. I think everyone that I meet wants their children to want to engage and give back and be kind. Having said that, I completely see it's not that easy. And I think when you do see that it's happening and it is easy, it's because a parent like Curtis, who wherever he is present and he's helping other people constantly. And that's what you see when kids really get it, is when a parent is like that versus they're just fulfilling 10 service hours or something. So I just am so grateful, Curtis, that I get the chance to tell you that I see how you help everyone everywhere. And I love this quote, helping others is the way we help ourselves. And I just thought that nailed it. And I loved everybody sharing how they've been helping others. That was lighting me up while we were watching the video. I loved it. Here's Curtis over the years at Autism Tree. Thank you to Rebecca and Lisa for finding these awesome photos. There's Curtis in the far upper left hand with his 2 daughters. And that's kind of where our starting point was. And our board member next to that, Linda Townsend, with another board member, Alex Tacone. And then in the middle, in the red dress, is Susan DeVincent, who's a radio personality and has emceed some of our events in San Diego. And you go next to that one, it's from the 40 for a Cause event. Curtis there with his daughters again. And then if you look and you go down to the bottom far left, you can see there's Susan emceeing next to Curtis on the microphone. And I love that photo of me on Curtis's back. That was the cleanup the next day. We were definitely tired and run over, but we were still having fun. That was, it was 2013. And then you go to 2014. Curtis, what we figured out is Curtis has done an event for Autism Tree every year, one way or another. If we go to the next slide, the Lake House was another event he did to the far right. And Vicki Barblack was in that photo, who's a comedian that travels nationally. This photo right here is from all the CCIM golf tournaments, which we would never be part of if it wasn't for Curtis. And it's an industry event that is part of the real estate world. They put it on every year. And because of Curtis, we're the benefactor of that. And so if you look at all the different photos, it's over 2014 to 18, each golf tournament during those years. And if we go to the next slide, there's Curtis in our office, which is where I'm at right now, working on Giving Tuesday, which we're gearing up for right now. You might have already seen the emails. If you don't know what Giving Tuesday is, it's sort of like Black Friday, but Bill Gates started it years ago. It's international. Instead of shopping and doing Cyber Monday and all these things, it's Giving Tuesday to give to your favorite charity. So we can be more grateful for Giving Tuesday. It really helps us kind of get the momentum to succeed with our year-end goals. Pretty much every year, all our money comes in at the end of the year. There's Curtis holding up his Autism Tree sign, Why He Gives to Autism Tree. If you go to the photo at the top next to that, these are our annual meetings that we do to thank everyone who makes Autism Tree happy. We usually do that once a year. to thank our donors and to listen to our program managers talk about what did they accomplish, the impact they made that year, and what their goals are the following year. So it's personally an event I cherish deeply because it's really the one time a year we all come together and thank everybody. And so the photos you're looking at, some of them are from, committee meetings and board meetings and celebrations. And the most recent one is all the way over in the far right-hand corner with Lisa and Curtis. And I love it because in that photo, Curtis has a Christmas tree behind him. And when we were on the pre-call today, he had a Christmas tree behind him too. And it definitely lit us all up seeing that he's already in the holiday spirit. I mean, I could really honestly go on and on about Curtis. I want to close by saying that I don't think anyone realizes just, what a family that we really are. And so sometimes we don't always get to spend that personal time to really get to know someone on the next level because we're so busy performing and meaning keeping the foundation going, raising money, all the things it takes. And Curtis has been so awesome for 8 years. And it was such a gift last year when Todd and I were in Pennsylvania living there, and Curtis came to visit, and he was in Philadelphia, and we met up with him. And it's just one time that I'll really cherish that we had with Curtis, because it was more like hooking up with seeing a family member, like as if your cousin or brother or someone special came to town. And I just want to reinforce that that's what the essence of Autism Tree is, that we are honestly really one big family. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a big shout out right now too to Cindy. She's here from Pennsylvania, and we haven't seen her in a while. I think we all knew, or many of us, that her daughter had a baby and the baby was going through a lot. So Cindy hasn't been here, and I want to say that we're really happy to have you back, Cindy, and we missed you. And it's a huge blessing that you're here today to hear from Curtis Gabhart, who's been with us 8 years and does something for Autism Tree every year that's fun and amazing. And I just can't wait for you all to get to know Curtis and learn from him today. God bless you, Curtis. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. My turn? You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very sweet. Thank you, Dana. And it's, been an interesting journey as far as just how life, certain things come your way, right? And I know, how we've met and we've become friends, and I've become friends with so many people through the organization. And it's just one of those random things. It was, I guess like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I had just going through a divorce. I just was about to turn 40. And so kind of everything was just up on its head. And we had a property we just got done renovating in Del Mar that we were going to put on the market. And I was walking the beach in Del Mar, and I was listening to Tony Robbins and just trying to fill my head with good stuff. And I just, before all this stuff was happening, I was thinking about 40th, what to do, and it's more about yourself. And then I just thought it would be a great thing to do something for somebody else. That makes you, the quote you gave Dana today is very interesting, because I was going to say something about that on my post. Like, I've gotten, in some ways, giving to people is a selfish thing because it makes you feel so good. So it's like, it does help others, but it also, I think it feeds your soul. So I think that's okay. And I think that's good. But I was just going through a really tough part of my life. And I decided, I said, well, let's try to find a charity we can, raise money for. And, the goal, let me just move this whole thing out of screen. The goal was to try to raise $40,000 for my 40th birthday. And just instead of birthday presents, it was basically find an organization that we can raise money for and give money. And I wanted to find an organization, something that was important to me was kids. I just think kids are great and wonderful. But another thing that was important, I wanted an organization that would be involved with us also, that just it wouldn't be something we were just very passive on their end. I wanted maybe a local organization, but something that meant something to somebody. And I posted something, I think, on Facebook, and I had some friends talking about some organizations, and my friend Linda Townsend mentioned a TPF. And so we all met at the project, and just right then I knew it was kind of the right, just the right organization, the right cost. And at the time, I had personally never really been affected by autism or anything, like that. I mean, I knew what it was, a little bit. I mean, obviously heard about it, but what ended up happening through just getting involved, I started realizing that so many people around me, one way or another, it's part of their lives, including, a couple employees that I had. And so I thought that was really, really great, because it meant a lot to them, which means a lot to me. And, so we had the birthday party, and that was a 44 cause. And I think we raised like 17,000. We didn't get the whole amount, but I think we did really well, and we're really happy with it. And another great thing about being part of the organization that I've noticed is we're not only doing good things, but it's fun. I've met so many good friends from the organization, and then like we do these events that like they're just fun. It's like you do them anyways, right? So I've one of the things that I've really tried to do is, anytime something happens, can we do something that ties into giving? It's a great kind of just overall thing. We've done things from we did 40 for a cause. We did another project, we did casino for a cause, where we had just a bunch of different people there. And we had these limo buses pulling people in from all over San Diego, and we did I did another thing for the business. Anchorman 2, we did a party at the movie theater, and some of the events turned out a lot better than others, but they're all fun. And I guess we've done something on some kind of scale just about every year. It's been great with that. And what's also happened is, as I was mentioning before, is as a lot of people have seen me in the organization, they'll ask me, am I involved, or is my children affected by autism, some of my family? And I just tell them I just love the organization, and I love this. You guys are local, and you're so lean and mean as far as like there's some of these organizations that just like I know when we give, it just goes so far. But then what's happened is a lot of people reach out to me that are friends of mine, that one of my best friends I grew up with in grade school. I hadn't seen him for years, and he came on his son is on the spectrum, and it helped me understand it a lot more. So that's been really neat. And then even through the real estate, during the 44 cause, there was a gentleman who was a realtor who had been sending me properties all the time to buy. And so we were always just talking. And then when you saw me involved in the organization for the property 44 cause, he mentioned that his little boy had autism, and at the time, I think Steve was sort of single. He was, late 50s or 60s, and I don't know what happened, but he was raising his son by himself. And so I invited him to 44 cause, and he met everyone for the Autism Tree Project Foundation. And from that point on, I know he was able to get involved and get help and things like that for him. And so that's always been neat to see. And it's just neat to kind of see those things. It's also been like, I think, just the giving. I mean, my grandpa, I remember as a kid, he always did things for other people. I hear stories where he would let people stay at the house for months on end, and just if anyone who needed something, he would do that. But I think by doing this made me feel really good, and I think it's also been really great, like getting closer to my daughter. And I think Dana was talking about a story during 40 for a cause My youngest was probably 8 or 9 at the time, and the tickets I think were $40. We tried to do everything with 40, or the raffle tickets or something. And I remember when we walked in, I remember my daughter asked me, she's like, I'd like to give money. And she gave $40 of her own money. It wasn't anything I asked her to do. And it was a lot of money for her. I mean, she saved it up for quite a while. And I remember that was a big impact on me to see her do that. And because of things like that, that's one of the benefits I've gotten also from being involved with this. I think it's been great for my daughters to understand about giving and doing things for other people. You know, we've done things like, you know, the last couple of years at Christmas or Thanksgiving, we'll put together these little, I guess, gift bags. Or not just, you know, the Ziploc bags, and they have like deodorant in there, little toothpaste, hand sanitizers, socks, underwear. But we'll go down and give it to, like, downtown. We'll walk around and do, you know, give it out. The people are homeless and in need there, and it's been really great. And I'll see a lot of times my daughters, and we'll talk about things like giving back and doing charitable things. So I think this has really helped me, I think, a lot in my life, and made me feel better. So that's been, I think, something that's been really really great, and having fun doing it. Once again, it's like all these different events that we do. It's been a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of some other things, and
Curtis, would you like me to show the slideshow that you created?
yeah, sure.
Is there a reason why you chose this quote?
Yeah. I mean, I think just through sometimes the hardest times that, you know, good things happen. And then, yeah, so here's our little logo for where it all started. And then the next thing's I like bass a lot. So like you can see on the bottom, that's, or the very bottom of me is a baby. I love bass. And then if you look at my, down below my bathtub at my house, my bottom left, that's actually my H2 office. So I'll work for hours in that, in my tub. And then that kind of went in. So a lot of the properties we renovate and flip, we do really cool bathrooms. And so the top right was a bathtub or the shower and bathtub of the master bedroom of the place in Del Mar. And so I don't even know why. Anyway, I just got in there with my suit, and we took a little picture. So that was kind of part of the theme of the 40 for a cause. So that was kind of from that. And then this is our Anchorman event. And what's been nice is this was just something that I had won an auction, I think like a silent auction someplace. I didn't win it, whatever, bought it, you know. And part of it was to have a movie theater for the night. And I love silly movies. The stupider, the sillier, the better. And Anchorman 2 was coming out, so I decided to use that theater for it that time. And then we wanted to tie it into charity and Autism Tree. And so we kind of made it this fun little event where it was Stay Classy. It was Anchorman 2. And originally we were going to make it a pajama party. And it was in the mall. And then I realized no one was going to come if they had to do a pajama. Like no one was willing to do it. So we canceled it. And then as we were doing the event, my buddy walks up in this just crazy pajamas. And I realized I forgot to tell him that it wasn't a pajama party anymore. So that was a fun little story from that event. And we did some stuff for ATPF there. And that's where I think, that's probably where he introduced you guys like Jordan Marks, because I think Jordan's involved with you guys quite a bit now. So that was our Anchorman event. Yeah, there's Jordan. There's that was an SDR, yeah. And here is our Casino for Cause, another fun event. And this is where I had really kind of got involved with Steve and Autism Tree, and just kind of becoming just more friends with him. And we had stayed in touch, and you know, he, you know, I guess his mark on the state was, I had seen that he was having some problems with kidneys, and he's on dialysis. And he's a local realtor, but he couldn't really work. His son was young, and he was just having a tough time. He had no transportation or anything else. And so I just kind of had a thought. We had well, I'll show you. We go to the next slide. Let's go to the actual next. This is Steve. That's Steve right there. Here's a little video of what we did.
Hey, this is Curtis Gabhart, True Line Painting. Today, we're going to give away a car. So the situation is a friend of mine, Steve, gone through some hard times. To make matters worse, his car broke down. He has no transportation. So we are going to go over there today. We're going to surprise him with the car, but he thinks we're coming over to do a video about a GoFundMe page, which we are going to do to try to get some money. And then we're going to surprise him with the car right over here at True Line. We're going to go ahead and give him the folder. In the folder, we're going to have a key right here of the car, quarantine. Hopefully he likes it. I am going to ask him though later on, once he's back on his feet, to help pay it forward and help us raise some money for the Autism Tree project. We do some outreach for homeless, so he can help us do some things like that once he's able to. But I am going to ask him to kind of pay it forward also. So that's it. Let's get on the road and let's go. I'm here with Steve Jepson. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, Curtis.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming. Been on dialysis for over a year, so I do dialysis three times a week, 4 hours a day. You get used to it. And now I get up at 3 in the morning to get there. I'm hooked up by 4:15 and I'm done by 8:15 and I'm out of there by 8:30.
Okay.
And it doesn't completely destroy my day.
Right.
And we continue to, try to, work the best we can with my son and see improvement in him as far as his mid-spectrum autism is concerned. Well, I'm with his mom, but it takes two people to help raise him. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Right. And you're in the real estate business, so your car broke down, and obviously not having transportation affects you in so many ways, including I think doing business. And so what I'm trying to do here, what I thought, it's a story that I know you're a hard worker, and sometimes you get in these situations that if we can get some of us together as a community, do a GoFundMe to raise some money to help you. So we're gonna kind of put something out for like a GoFundMe. In addition, Steve does real estate. So if anyone, has any real estate transactions, contact him.
Local agent, local knowledge.
Yeah. Kind of what I ask is later on, just pay it forward. Just once you get going, we can maybe, you can help us raise some money for ATPF. Or we do some homeless stuff.
I'd be happy.
Yeah, no, I know you would. And so this is kind of one of those things that
Giving back is huge.
Yeah, so if you can come down to the car, I got a little care package, and then we'll let you get done for the day. We'll put this video up and see what we can do. Okay.
Fantastic, Curtis.
All right,
God,
Steve.
love you, brother.
All right, man. Yeah, so take a look.
Excellent.
Got some flyers in there, and take a look at this right here. This is actually the registration to a car. Here are keys.
What? Stop. I thought you were going to raise money and not give me a car.
So, here we're going to raise money, and then you're going to have to drive around the True Line car, but this is going to be your car. So I got the pink slip for you. So I think everything will be good. Okay, Steve? I appreciate
I don't tear up very often, man, but you just made it happen.
Hey, this is Curtis Gabhart, True Line.
There we go.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen that in a while. That was that was fun. I'll occasionally get phone calls where people will see the True Line car driving around. So once again, you give and things just kind of come back to you. And I actually reminded me I haven't talked to Steve in a little while. I'll have to give him a call after we're done with this call and see how he's doing and stuff like that. It's been a little while, but I guess that's my story. Being involved in an organization, I think it's given back to me in so many multiples, in so many different ways that are intangible. Even just right now, watching that and going through all this stuff, I think I watched Pablo's video earlier. He did a lunch and learn, and they wanted me to watch it because he did a great job. And he was talking about gratitude and stuff like that. And he's just such a great, wonderful human being himself. Another person I've met from here, and after watching that today, and now just going through all this, I just realized how grateful I am for so many things in my life. And people ask me, how are you doing, and I say, I shouldn't complain because. There's so many good things and so many good people out there. And this, once again, from doing this today, I think makes me feel a lot better because I'm sure, like a lot of you, this has been a crazy, tough year. A lot of challenges in so many different ways. And we all have our own little stories. And I think, I need to get out there and do some more stuff, soon. But I think doing this today has been great, great for me to make me feel better because it's been tough. I mean, that's why we put the Christmas tree up early. My girlfriend put it up. It just is one of these things that just like, this year is just kind of surreal and it's like, is it a dream? And we said, let's just try to get in the holiday spirit because there's nothing that makes you feel better than, Christmas tree or holiday. And things like that. So this has been great. I appreciate Dana for getting me involved. I feel so fortunate for meeting you and everyone here. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity to do this.
Thank you so much, Curtis. I can't say enough about I've been with Autism Tree for 3 years, and I've hardly had the chance to get to know you until today, and I just loved hearing every part of your story. I can't believe you've been with Autism Tree for 8 years. It's so incredible. And I did get the chance to go to one of your holiday parties in the past, and that was so much fun. And I just thank you so much for taking the time. This is why, like you mentioned, this is why we do these lunch and learns, is because it keeps us going during this time. Everyone who tunes in each week, thank you all for tuning in. We do have 5 minutes, so I'll open it for questions if you want to type it in the chat or anything. But I just wanted to say a couple things. I wrote some notes while you were talking, Curtis. And I loved how you get really creative with your fundraising ideas and having fun. I know that Dana and Todd have always said that if it's not fun for us, we're not going to keep doing it. And that's something that I really love about our community and about our board members. And it really just shows you're one of those people who have that generous, not only do you have that generous streak, and it's so sincere that you really, really care about our kids, but you also have a good time doing it, which is amazing. And I love that she didn't, have a strong tie to autism at the very beginning, but you really came into our family really quickly. And like Dana says all the time, every family tree is affected by autism. That's why we're called Autism Tree Project Foundation. And then you start finding more people that have been affected by autism, and you learn more about, meeting Steve and meeting, I think you mentioned your neighbor or somebody who was outside of your network. You didn't know who was affected by autism, and they pop up all the time now. So I just wanted to thank you and say that that's just amazing, that you've been a part of our community for this long, and it was really wonderful having you today.
You're having me. That's nice.
And also as an example for the future for kids. I love that you're a great example for your daughters. When I was at the Christmas party, holiday toy drive last year at your house, people kept coming up to me and saying, "Are you Curtis's daughter?" But now I find that is like a really huge compliment because you have such, you know, you are a great example to your daughters, and paying it forward and giving back.
Rebecca, will you read some of the stuff people were typing in to Curtis? He probably didn't see comments that people were making to him.
Oh, of course. Terrence says, great video, Curtis. I love the story of Steve Jepson. That was just so amazing. How did you think about getting a car? That's just incredible.
You know, it's one of these things that we just, I mean, he got stuck with a True Line car, but it was, we had something we weren't using that, you know, as much, and I just thought he could use it more, and I mean, it still worked out. It was a great win-win. I mean, we you know, he's driving around in a True Line car, he's able to get, but I don't think what we had in the video, I don't know if we talked about it, I think what made me realize we needed the cars, he was going to I think he was taking the bus every day or something like that to go to dialysis, and that was why I thought the car, he really needed something, and we kind of, you know, he could use it better than we could. By the way, I did tell him, I said, hey, feel free to sell it and take the money to buy something else if you'd like, and I think he still, I think he still drives it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Jeff Snyder, who's joining us from Massachusetts. Thanks. Hi, Jeff. He says, nice job, Curtis. And also, Terrence asked, how do you get True Line painting on the video? So Terrence, Curtis owns True Line Painting and Construction. He is the president of it's his business.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Great friend.
thank you.
I like it.
Thanks for asking the question, Terrence.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wonderful. If anybody else has any questions or comments, you can unmute yourself too if you'd like to say anything. I love looking at everybody's.
Oh, I know what I want to say, Curtis. After we do the lunch and learns, we send out a follow-up, and we know what the open rate is. So if you see us doing stuff, whatever we're doing, it's because we see that it's having an impact and people want that. So after people come to the lunch and learn, they typically read the follow-up, and it'll have, you know, things that people typed in, and I think it'd be nice to share the video you showed, to have it in the follow-up. That would be okay. You can get that to Rebecca, because I think that video is very special, and everybody here felt really touched by it, including me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, and you know, yeah, it was nice. I mean, that was a nice feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it meant a lot to me personally too, because when we met you and we did 40 for a cause, we met Steve that was in that video, and his little boy had just been diagnosed with autism, and now you see he's 9 years old in that video last year. So that's what I was saying when we met Curtis and he did 40 for a cause. There was a lot of stories going on, and True Line, that video is one of the first stories that came out of doing events with you, Curtis. Our new friend, Steve, who was in the video with his son.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things I was saying is you guys do so much for the community and stuff like that, and just it's so like awe-inspiring, and then just somebody like you know, Steve, or just I mean, it's just great for people to have the resources available, and you guys just are so passionate about it. And that's the other thing is I think that I'm really just and all about you guys just are so committed and passionate, and just such another level with that. It's really just inspiring. So yeah.
Well, you know what, Curtis, I think that Lisa and Rebecca and I specifically, and I'm sure everyone else on here might echo it too, you know, we really needed this jolt today, and I think we're really grateful for it, because the last couple weeks have been like, I feel tired at the bone level, and a lot of it is because the challenges just keep getting greater to serve our families, and we're making some really big decisions, as you know, Curtis, because you're on our board. But what I want to say to you is, one, we needed this jolt from you today. Two, all the decisions that we're making, which you have a part of, Curtis, is because we see the need is so great to really work harder to get our kids to have more opportunities outside of their house. So we're going to be, you know, I'm soul level lit up about being part of the International Little Free Libraries program. I just wanted to share, we're dedicating it in honor of Todd's mom. Her birthday is December 28th. You're going to be seeing it come out, how kids can go to their zip code anywhere really in the world, go on to the free little library, which is its own thing, and they can put their zip code in and they can visit and take pictures and video and show themselves. And then we're going to be having Joel Anderson is going to send them a free book that's signed, and we have a whole new logo he created called Read with Autism Tree. And so there's just our efforts are really, really intense right now to keep meeting our families. And when I say families, I actually don't just mean the children with autism. I actually mean people in our own community that don't have autism are really, you know, getting a lot out of Danielle Levy, Dr. Levy's daughter, doing a book club. I'm personally getting a lot out of it. And now Danielle's partnering with Otto, who's nonverbal and is a typer, and he's bringing the nonverbal community in. And I have the chills. I mean, we're going places we've never gone before, and it's all organic. And we can't change what's going on in the world, but we can keep getting more and more and more deeper connected. And I think, you know, Curtis, today what you did is you gave us a jolt we honestly really needed. And I'm grateful because we needed it going into this year end. And we're doing our first drive-through event at USD Thanksgiving weekend on Saturday. So I know some of you won't be able to come because you're not in San Diego, but if you are, it's going to be a blast. You won't get out of your car, and it's going to be really, really fun. So I encourage you to come out with your girls, Curtis, and dress up and
This Saturday or next
have a
Saturday?
good. What's that?
This Saturday or next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, I'll try to come down there. That'd be great.
I encourage all of you to come down. Rebecca's been working really hard on it. I want to thank her for that. And I've been dressing at Winter Wonderland's my favorite family event every year, and I always dress up like an elf. And I love it. I love the spirit of Christmas. I know you do too, Curtis, because your Christmas tree is behind you. But if anyone else wants to say anything, please do. Otherwise, we always do a group picture.
Yes. And I also wanted to say that Jordan Marks is our Grand Marshal for our pepper.
Yes! We're so blessed, you guys, if you don't know, because Curtis, I don't think we talked about it on the board meeting. Our Grand Marshal, Jordan Marks, which you tied, I thank you. He's been a gift to Autism Tree, and you're our catalyst for that. Love seeing that photo of him at Anchorman. And Linda Welby, who is going to be our Master of Ceremonies. Both of them, if you can believe this, both of them have done drive-through events during COVID. So it's keeping my anxiety level really low because they've both done it. And Jordan Marks was with 20 synagogues, and they had over 2,000 people drive through, and it was backed up on the highways here, and he has a video of it. So, and then Linda Welby's has a senior in high school, and they did a drive-through with every senior in a very large high school here in the area, and she emceed the whole thing, and each car was like had the graduate's name on it. Everyone liked it so much they're going to do it every year. So who knows, maybe we'll, even after all of this, maybe we'll end up still doing a drive-through event once a year at Autism Tree. I have high hopes that it's going to be a great first shot, and I really can't say enough about how I'd love to see you guys come out for it.
We'll include all of the details in the follow-up email too. So if anybody wants to reach out our RSVP, you can do it through there.
I think all of you boys and girls should come out and check out the Drive Winter Wonderland. It's going to be a great time.
Thanks, John.
And Santa will be there, is there?
Okay, I'll take a group.
And Santa is working on being able to do a Zoom meeting for those of you who can't join us, that you can Zoom in on our Zoom party.
Thanks.
I love it.
All right, I'll take a group picture. So I'll do a quick countdown. Everybody, if you want to turn on your cameras, it's optional, but we love to see you. I'll do a countdown and screenshot on my computer. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Happy holidays, everyone. We're so grateful for you. And thank you to Curtis for giving us a jolt we needed today.
Thank you,
All
Kurt.
right, thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good one.